Hey, what's up my friend? Nick Arapoulos here from mentorwithnick.com, and on this video we're going to talk about pushing past your comfort zones and pushing past fear so you can go out there and truly get that life that you desire. So to illustrate this, I want to share a quick little story of this past weekend. We actually went cliff jumping here in the Scottsdale, Arizona area, and there was something very powerful, and I'm actually going to share with you 3 points on how you can actually push past your comfort zones, push past fear, and make it a lot easier. But here's the thing that really, I can draw a metaphor here, is that when we got up there, and these weren't even that tall cliffs, but we got up there and there's some kids that were just about to jump, but they just kept sitting on that ledge. They kept, watching that fear, watching the water and getting scared. And there's some people kind of putting some pressure on them and stuff like that, but they literally got paralyzed by the fear, and then they went to extents to not have to jump. They started climbing back up the rocks, and it was like a huge ordeal when they literally could have just faced 1 second of fear and plowed through and gotten that thrill ride of jumping into the water, but they didn't. And it's because they let fear set in. Now fear, as one of my mentors talked about, it's a parasite. Okay, you can either kill it right away or you can let it sit and grow, and it feeds on confidence. And then eventually, like the kids, what happened, they got paralyzed by it. So that's one of the biggest things, and that's actually lesson number 1 here, is that you have to do things right away. Okay, you see something that scares you, you just have to do it. And I know that's easier said than done, but there was a book written by Susan Jeffers called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. She basically has this 5-second rule. She says that if you see something that potentially scares you and you don't do it within the first 5 seconds, you will likely never do it. Okay, so that's just the first tip, is that you just have to do it, because the reality is that it's going to either scare you for 5 seconds or it's going to scare you for 5 hours. Okay, but it's going to be the same action at either point. It's just you're going to have to deal with all that fear for a longer period of time, so you might as well do it quicker. Okay, so the second point is building momentum. And another way to draw this metaphor out as well is, another time I went cliff jumping, there was an 80-foot cliff, and I went straight to the top. I thought I was so badass, I'll go up to the top right away and I'll jump. I got up there, and the same thing with the kids, I got paralyzed by fear because I was just literally looking at it, coming back, looking. Like, I was up there for an hour before I jumped, and it was just like a terrible jump. I ended up not jumping very well just because I was so in my head. So the next time that I went, there's basically 3 levels. There's like a 20-foot, a 40-foot, and then an 80-foot. So what I did is I used this whole idea of momentum, and I jumped from the 20-foot one a few times. Got some confidence, got some momentum there. Went up to the 41, did the same thing. Did a few jumps, got my momentum up, got my confidence up, and then went up to the 81 and then just jumped right away and had an amazing jump. So that's the whole idea about building momentum, using, it's the whole idea of the domino effect. One domino leads to a bigger domino, leads to a bigger. Okay, you can't just start at the huge task right away and expect amazing results. You got to build up the momentum. Okay, and the third one is, and it's kind of interesting, it's kind of funny, it's kind of weird, but again, to draw the metaphor, I think cliff jumping is the best way to do it, is that when we got up to the top, the top cliffs, and that fear started sitting in, one of my mentors, what he does before he makes videos or anything that he does that he's a little bit nervous of, he just starts barking like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's stupid, it's silly, right? But what it really does is that it gets you outside of your head. It changes your physiology, and so you're not thinking as much, so you're just acting your way into a new way of thinking. Okay, and that's what we did when we went cliff jumping. I know it sounds silly and stupid, but it really does work, because if you change your physiology, you start feeling better, you don't think so much, and then you just start acting. You act your way into a new way of thinking. You're not going to think your way into a new way of acting, and that's what those kids were doing, is they were just sitting there like, yes, I'm going to go, yes, I'm going to go, yes, I'm going to go, but then they still can't do it because they're just thinking. You can't solve a problem at the level it was created, so you can't solve a thought problem with more thinking. You have to solve it with an action. Okay, so those are the 3 things. Make sure you just do it right away, feel the fear and just do it right away, because otherwise you're just gonna have to sit there and you're probably not gonna do it anyways. Build momentum up, start small and build it up. And then 3, you don't have to bark, like that's just what we've been doing, but just do something that's gonna get you outside of your head. Maybe it's do 10 jumping jacks, or just yell, or whatever it is. Just do something that's gonna get you out of your head so that you can just start acting and you're in your body and you're just feeling good. All right guys, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully that helped you out. Hopefully you can go out there and apply this stuff so that you can feel the fear, do it anyways, and just start living a more quality life, because your dream life exists outside of your comfort zone. All right guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to learn more information about me and what I do, head on over to mentorwithnick.com, subscribe to this channel, share this video if you think some people can get some value out of it, and I'll see you on the next video.